So what's up?
Not much. I just seen that on Twitter. Apparently, some like big artist person got caught fucking with a 12-year-old.
I mean, the Council of Ricks have told me that I'm not to get involved in that shit, right? You're on that council.
I mean, I said I wasn't really gonna deal with predators, and I feel like not dealing with that, so I just said I would send it to Anthony. Because I'm pretty sure no one in Senate's really gonna give a shit. But that could just be me.
Well, Ruza,
Hmm.
you guys literally, I got a big fucking spiel about don't do this shit anymore, and you're bringing this to me now.
Right. Who else would I bring it to? I don't know anyone else that like said it. So I was just like, I'll throw it to Anthony. I mean, I
do
thought
you
you wouldn't really give a shit since you streamed with Vita. I was just like, oh, he probably doesn't care.
um do I have to explain the Vita thing one more time?
Nah, you don't.
I the plan was to stream with Vita all along. I said that before the stream. Leo even pointed out he planned to fucking stream with Toon Critic, and it took him a year and a half, and I didn't stream with him, but I got it recorded, right?
Yeah.
Did you believe that I was chumming up and being bros with Vita? I could open
No,
up,
no, no.
like,
That wasn't my issue. My issue was just like he's motivated by attention, and giving him some will just motivate him more to do more shit, you know?
my theory about that is I think Jace just wanted that to go away so he didn't have to be reminded that he used to crony up with Vita. You can't prove to me I'm wrong. It was a good
Yeah.
hustle. I believed it at the time too, where I was like, maybe, but I mean, when we left him the fuck alone, he just fucking kind of preyed on Mint, and maybe is it hard to believe he probably went after more people that we don't know about?
Hmm. Yeah, that's true. But
That
how the
that's
fuck would we find out?
well, no, it's our standard answer that we go after these assholes because, well, they might be doing hitting somebody else. It's the same reason why you don't give people a wink and a nod. Um,
Yeah.
about dipshit. Um, I was in call with you, and you told me not to record. Did you not?
Uh, yes, I do not know.
Thank you,
Oh,
Ruza. Thank you. I'm not saying that would have got me off the hook, but it's certainly what stuck in my craw more than anything else.
yeah.
That a bunch of people are like, they acted like I made shit up, and I'm like, no, I didn't. I didn't save the picture because I thought it was creepy as fuck. The whole idea if I could sit there and say you shouldn't have this online would be highly hypocritical if I kept a copy of it, would it not be?
Yeah.
Well, there you go. I'd love to run after this. Who is this? Who?
That's the
Um,
thing I find crazy about that situation. Like, people expect us to remember basically what I think of as a worthless situation from the beginning of the year.
um, I thought he was in the wrong. That's why I handled that as delicately as I could. Now, if you wanted to treat him like a second class citizen, yes, yes I did. Like, I think you missed the whole point here. When I say shit about like artists who like draw like Lolly and Cub, when I say I don't give a shit, like I don't want them to go to jail, but I want to be able to treat them like they're second class citizens.
Oh yeah, I feel that.
Yeah, like keep your head down, keep your mouth shut, and you could walk across that road. You could sit on the back of the bus if you want to draw that stuff.
Fucking hell yeah.
Yeah, and that's basically Stallion of Slaughter.
Yeah.
All I remember is the necrophile tag that fucking Leo showed me on Derpy Brew, which I don't have memorized and I didn't take a screenshot of, but I think he pointed it out to me, so I could be wrong on that.
Hey,
And I think
hang
that's
on,
the
I
only
find
brony I
that.
could think of off the top of my head who has that tag.
Yeah, and that situation is just ridiculous to me. People expect us to remember a situation that happened so long ago.
Well, let me ask
Not
you.
so long ago,
Well,
like
Ruza,
a
let me ask
year.
you a question. Do
Yeah.
you think I care about kids?
Yeah.
Thank you. Holy shit. I'm not gonna lie. I had to tape that. I just wanted to hear that fucking holy shit. Hate's like in your own way, and I'm like, oh, okay, thanks. Yeah, no, Get fucked. After last time I tried talking to his ass, he's like, I think I'd rather draw, and he starts talking about Flufflepuff, and I'm this close to tell him to eat a dick, and he's trying to fucking find ways to fucking explain how, oh, I think Bayfish was just confused and a dumb horny teenager, and I'm like, shut the fuck up. Holy shit. They're like, well, we don't normally just take the girls, we're taking the girl's word because she's not a jaded ex trying to bury him. She said all that shit because she thought that she was trying to help him out, and she was too dumb to realize that she was burying him. Now, unless she did some 4D chess shit, and Bayfish is a moron, so there's no way. There's no fucking way. But, you know, I think part of the reason I'm cool to let it go is I've gotten lazier and lazier, and... fucking hell. This guy's already, like, outed, though. Like, people know, right? Like, it's not gonna blow over if I don't cover it, right?
Cover what? Thing I sent?
Yeah.
It's blown up all over Twitter, so people
okay,
are probably waiting for you to cover it. I'm not gonna cover it or even talk because I don't know anything. I haven't read a single tweet.
You know what? There's another reason why I'll see the tweets and sometimes I won't retweet. I'm like, what if it winds up being like the Mando pony thing and I retweet it and they're like, you retweeted it and didn't fully read it. Me and Sheldon got annoyed with fucking Jim Fear because a long time ago, Sheldon wound up telling some girl in our chat, you know, nice shoes, let's bang, or we'll fuck later on, and she went to Tumblr and said, you know, we support rape culture, based off of that. And we saw a retweet from Jim Fear. We're like, no, not Jim. Why? Why, Jim? We've been good to you. And he's like, no, I just.
Jim who?
He's an old brony who, you know, I don't want to. He was a cool guy, and he's like, no, I just saw the drama and I retweeted or retumbled or reblogged it, and I was like, oh, okay.
No, I do that sometimes. I'll see a tweet, I won't read it, and I'll retweet it, and I'll be like, God, I hope that.
Ruza, if I knew you were gonna act like this, I would have talked to you sooner. Crap.
Yeah.
I've had a short list of people who've been straight up G's. Fucking creepy reading. Gilded was fucking tremendously cool.
Talking to straight up G's, there was this one chick on Twitch. She did not give a fuck. She just put her asshole in the camera.
Okay.
Like I never seen someone give less of a fuck. I was just like, God damn.
Did they get banned or what?
They got a 3-day ban.
Okay.
And I'm not talking about like, you know, pants on. No, pants, underwear's off, asshole spread. It was crazy.
Can I put this call out?
Yeah.
Oh, no? Okay. I'd have to edit out the N-word anyways, so.
Jesus.
Shit. I'm too lazy for that crap these days.
I feel that.
For what it's worth, I didn't mean to fucking... Gilded agree with me. He's like, I listened to that call. You weren't cool to Bernie. I'm like, no, I wasn't. But he's like, I don't see the level. I'm like, yeah, no, that's why I was dismissing everybody in that second call where I was like, yeah, I was being an asshole, but I won't go into the secret because I don't feel like, you know, spreading that around, but I
already know.
Well, it wasn't fuck you and whoever else wasn't the message I was trying to get across. It was, you know, you called me fucking dyslexic, so, you know, I said you drink, and when the last time I said it, I thought it was half-hearted. Now, if he was annoyed that I was talking shit about liberals when he came along and I displeasured at his time and he went the extra mile to bury me, I'm like, okay. Sucks. But it's where Coyote Lovely's trying to attach himself to this, and I was like, this isn't that. There's not me screaming at like Brony later on. I've reached out like once or twice on Skype, twice actually, because Mint told me to apologize and I didn't hear anything, and then fucking Chiakami's like, you should try one more time. I'm like, alright. Nothing came of it. Didn't expect it to.
What the fuck? I mean, for me, it just seems like more of a heat in the moment. I just think it should have just been you, Stallion. I don't know why anyone else was there.
I did ask. I fucking, do you guys want to come along? But originally they're like, are you going to do it? And I said, well, can I? And they're like, go ahead. The part that made me salty is it Pool Guy reminded me of this. I didn't even remember. They're like, yeah, you said you were gonna do it, and then Roos said, I'm gonna back your play no matter what it is. And I was like, well, that didn't happen, did it? That didn't remotely happen.
Hey, that's why I don't trust anyone to keep their words. So.
Oh, okay. Speaking of me fucking up with you, Ruza, I would like to apologize for that bullshit that we did with you and the missus. Rouge is like, let's go handle it, and I'm not really dialed in. Rouge is on like, fuck Ruza's girlfriend, and I'm like, all right, you know what? We'll do this dirty. I'll even tell you the game plan. We'll just hit her as hard as we can, and when Rouge is like, did you guys do this? No, I don't know what she's talking about. We'll just gaslight the shit out of her. Fucking Brony's like, I like that. That's a good plan.
She was just like, Anthony said this. I said, okay. He's call him a wet bag or something. What do you want me?
Yeah, it wasn't cool. Like I could give you the recording where I was like, "What about this?" And then she would give me an answer, and I was like, "I don't know what to do here, Rouge." She fucking night. Yeah. I feel like there's some things and details that weren't told to us when we came into this hit job.
Oh hell no, there weren't.
You would have every right in the world for being pissed off on me on that one.
I mean, I'm not pissed off.
But so. You'd be right too.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
Yeah. That was the weird thing, and I'm not mad that we showed up. In fact, I'd say that was the best day of fucking Rouge's trip, was like going out to see you guys, even though I hate driving that fucking far. It's the adventure, the experience, and having something to talk about later on. Yeah. I'm like, if you don't like this bitch, why are we going out there that far? It's for Ruza. I was like, okay.
Hey, I tried to be as entertaining as I could on the trip, so.
I thought you guys were cool. The only part that sucked is I had my glasses kept fogging up in the fucking haunted house, and Rouge was like shoving me along, and I was like, yeah, it's still fun. Had to buy my ticket twice, probably had to drop 20 to 30 in the tank to get out here, but it was still a good time.
I don't think I had my mask on. Fuck, I don't know, because my, I don't know. You know what to do to make your glasses not fog up. You just have to pinch the mask with your glasses.
Alright, I'll fuck with that tomorrow. It's, depending on where I'm working, it's kind of a fucking nightmare.
Yeah.
The fucking real insult to injury is I did finally get around to fucking the thing I told Jace I was going to do. I started working more. I wound up pulling shifts in an old folks home. And they didn't tell me how to like look up on the beeper how to find the fucking room. And I'm like, this isn't like normally looking at a fucking warehouse where if something goes wrong, I'm like, it's a can of beans, who gives a shit? Like, this is a human life. And I'm like, well, I've already fucked up pretty bad in my personal life. I do not want a dead body on my hands. So I am scrambling around and having a nervous breakdown. And I think Band-Aid Bliss or something like that, and I wound up messaging her, and she's like, I didn't need to know all this, and I was like, well, I'm panicking, and I have no one left to talk to, so I'm just going to tell you about it. You can block me if you want to, and she didn't. So if anybody...
Yeah, my life is fucked up. Let me fuck up other people's lives. I actually end it, you know?
well, no... There was a hospital thing that wound up calling that we never got through. Nobody's died. The only time where I've gotten paged that it turned out to not be an accident, someone just wanted me to change the channel and bring them a water. So once you get a knack and you know what the fuck you're doing at the site, it's cake.
Yeah.
It's like 15 an hour. And I'd like to get the fuck away from my shit job to get to that one, even though this one's a touch more dangerous because people are around.
Aren't you a guard, security guard or something?
Oh yeah. I sit in the fucking office of a warehouse at a fucking a distributor for like a Latino fucking grocery store, and nothing ever happens. The worst that happens on Saturday, they have a cleaning crew come out and fucking I have to kind of keep an eye on them, but not really. There's a manager there, so I have to stop playing my fucking video games until he leaves. So that's the day in the hard life of Anthony Aguilar, who has the cocking audacity to going, I hate my job.
Yeah.
Like when I worked at Amazon, I just traded stocks in the fucking corner all day, and things were going pretty good then too. So it was a double fucking bam bam. If you're ever looking for work, I can't recommend security work fucking enough. Holy shit. There's some shit jobs. There was one I got stuck on where I had to like go around and scan like a closed mall in the middle of the night in the freezing cold because it was outdoors. And I said, I'm not coming back to this. You can fire me. I'm not doing this again. Then I kept getting lost, so I couldn't find the car. I'm like, fuck this place.
Remember when I used to work Vita's old job? It was fucking overnight at Walmart. For some reason, Vita believed everything that Walmart said when they said, "We'll give you all these benefits in a year. Your pay will be up double," and shit like that. But I actually believed that because he was saying in the old barrel load, "Look at all these fucking benefits, dog. I'm gonna be balling in a year." It's like, yeah, sure, man. That's a lie. They in fact lower your fucking pay after a while. But the funny thing is that like if at certain stores, if it closes when you get there, like the one I went to, we just played music and slowly just took our time stalking shit. And if we had anything left over, we said, fuck it, that's day shift now.
Well, look,
That's their job.
yeah, I remember telling him this. I wasn't gonna remind him now that he's a predator, and I was like, "You should be a security guard. You don't do fuck." I had to keep stop.
For BronyCon, I mean, I can't do shit.
Oh, Jesus Christ!
He could barely fucking. He could
This-
barely fight off his own mother.
This is my answer to that about you don't care about kids. Then why the fuck did I deal with Vita that last time during BronyCon bullshit?
Yeah.
Leo reminded me. You said that if fucking goddamn your ex and not Rouge, your ex and Vita were in a room and you had a gun with 2 bullets, you would shoot through me twice to get to Vita. And I was like, you combined 2 stories there. I've said those things, but not at the same time. But yes, the 2 bullets would have gone into Vita.
God damn.
Oh shit.
Just like see how the guy talks. I talked to him in Barrow, and I just said to myself, "Why the fuck do people like this guy?"
Oh, well, 2 things on that. My rage for Vita has died down, especially since the last time I talked to him. I could tell that he's just slipping, and there, whatever's rolling around in there is really rolling around in there now. And
Yeah.
I won't say that he's harmless, obviously, but it's a lot harder to have like pants-shittingly angering rage to want to murder somebody when the lights aren't clicking.
Yeah.
As for fucking liking him, he's excellent at pissing people off. Like I remember fucking watching one of Digi's fucking streams where he's talking about like trolling as an art form, and he referenced Vita. He is so good at irritating the fuck out of people. I'll mention this too. When I slipped up in the call, I'm like, they were baiting me. Just in the same way I was baiting Vita to fuck up with the ZPD. Oh yeah, no, I was absolutely doing that. I wanted to get him. I wanted to get him to fucking go too far, which he did.
Yeah, same here. I was fucking provoking him in the fucking chats and shit.
I remember, I thought you and Rouge were screaming at me, shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up, Anthony. Stop taunting Vita.
Oh no, I thought you were gonna make that man do fucking worse. Like, I thought you were gonna fucking... Like, I was pushing him, but you were moving him with a fucking train. That's how much you were pissing him off.
I am really good at pissing people off, in case you haven't noticed.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, especially since Twitter tightened up its rules, it doesn't matter now. But I mean, we didn't know that then. Jesus.
Definitely.
Has Twitter gotten a lot better? I haven't been paying as much attention.
They banned maps. Zoo files are still around, but nobody gives a fuck about zoo files because there's like barely any of them.
Yeah. So you think to some degree that part of that was trolling?
What do you mean?
The people were saying all this outrageous things about wanting to fuck dead bodies and animals and children just because they wanted to piss people off to some degree.
Most likely. I mean, if you want to see screaming children go like, "Oh my god, what the fuck?" on Twitter, then yeah, just make that account and,
Jesus Christ.
And that's the thing. After Twitter banned all the pedophiles, the anti-map community and those zoophile police followers started attacking each other and even try to make, like, some of them kill themselves and shit. I was like, Jesus fucking Christ.
Do we really look back at the first 2 incarnations of ZPDs as the best days? Really?
Fuck.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
The good old days when the worst thing they did was frame patchwork art. That was really the golden age of the ZBD.
Yeah. They also had a
And,
fucking
I'll be
profile
honest,
on
I know I
there.
don't get along with Patch. If she heard that, I would apologize, but it's also true, sadly.
Yeah.
Good God.
When I went on there, I was just like, wow, this shit fucking sucks. This is awful. It's just like, report this account selling child porn. Oh, he immediately made another account. How
I
convenient.
I stopped, like, I hadn't been reading my comments section before, the shit went wrong. I'd glance over. And that's the funny thing, after I came back, and I'm like, this was the wrong time to start reading. I'd complain about a couple of them to Leo, and Leo's like, no, this is stupid. Shut the fuck up and ignore it. And I'm like, yeah, you're right. This is stupid.
Leo popped up in my last stream saying, what you're covering is retarded. And I was just like, yeah, it is. But views.
Um, you might want to do
Yeah.
pre-recorded. Aaron Rouge telling me that your connection has a lot of problems.
Sometimes, like, for no reason, for like a day of the week, my internet would just decide right now is the time to fuck up.
And here's the funny thing about it. I know when you got Tinker, I know they're a good pod. But I was like, if all they want to do is come on, I'm like, don't be anti-Semitic. I'm like, duh. That doesn't need a stream. If you want to enlighten people about your culture, that's a stream. Okay. I couldn't tell you all the ins and outs of the difference between the religion, the fucking tradition, the quote unquote Zionist, blah 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 blah. And she explained it, and I was like, this is pod. They're like, I don't want to do pod for Jews, and I was like, well, that's too bad. That would have been something.
Hard for the Jews.
They didn't want to do an educational thing, and they're like, do you want to make an argument? And I'm like, I don't want to do what you're asking me to do, and you're not going to shame me into it.
Just like now introducing Purple Tinker the Jew Defender.
Yeah, I had to explain. They're like, that's Step. Step doesn't have a following. He's a dumb kid. You're fine.
Yeah, she complained to me about him. I'm just like, dude, he's a nobody. Why are you so concerned? It's just a random fuck on Twitter.
Yeah. Nobody respects Step. He's funny. That's about it.
Yeah.
You've done this dance, speaking to Tinker, 100 times more than I ever could. I think she'd have figured it out by now.
Not too much patience with too many people, as you could probably tell by me constantly getting bombarded with attacks for like this entire year.
Ah, fuck. Hey, if you ever want to stream the bitch about this shit, since you don't want to have me put this out, just let me know.
Alright.
Yeah, sit around bitching.
It'll probably just be one of my streams, just like complaining.
Were
That'll
you
just be a title.
were you there for the Cloudy Bernie shit?
Mostly. I'm actually friends with one of Cloudy Brony's closest friend, the only person he trusts.
No, the one where I threatened to murder him.
Oh, nah.
Okay, so I'll tell you, and I have this on recording. Step might have it too. I got fed up and just said, I don't even think it's the mint thing. It's just I got tired of being pulled back into the call with Cloudy Bernie. I got so tired, and he was just getting progressively worse. And I said, if you were here right now, I'm thinking about grabbing a fucking plane ticket, flying out there, and fucking killing your stupid, something along those lines. And here's the funny thing is, if that call ever came out, I said I meant every word of it. On the other hand, I'm too much of a pussy and I don't have a passport, but if I think I could take him, I think we'd find out.
I mean, most likely can.
But here's the other idea. Leo got way out of line with them, and then Coyote did too. And the funny thing is, like,
He always gets out of line. Like, in 2 of my streams, he's told people to kill themselves. And it's like, I don't want to get taken off of YouTube. Calm the fuck down.
no, like,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna bother with this probably unless he fucking really gets my goat. But I think he threatened to fucking. He's like, I'll go on Kiwi Farms and I will dox your ass. I meant what I meant and said what I said. And I remember the next day he's sitting there arguing with Ryu on Twitter, and I was like, well, I've never doxed anybody. I'm like, you sure fucking you threatened it like nobody's business the other fucking day. There was I forgot whose idea it was. You know, I'll take credit for it. Fuck it, I don't remember though. They were like, you're gonna delete all your shit, and Bernie Inspector's like, I want you to screen share. I want to watch. I want to see your reaction when you delete your shit.
God, that guy was fucking stupid.
Ooh, Cloudy.
Yeah.
Oh God. I thought he'd hit the bottom when he fucking did the Flutter Rocket shit, and I was like, well, it can't get much worse than this. And then I heard the Vita thing, and I was like, okay, so one, I'm gonna make sure that I don't fucking side with Vita, because I saw how god-awful that looks in Cloudy's case. And for the record, too, I want to point this out to Hate, where he's like, all these people in their dark place. I was like, hey, you know what's funny? When Mint came up to me and I was in a dark place, I told her to leave. It wasn't hard. Alright, you can go away now. No, you're good. You're in a bad place, I'm in a bad place. Let's go be alone. Alone. Jeez.
He's been DMing me saying, can you send me the information for this predator you called out like 3 years ago? And I'm just like, dude.
Who, Hate?
Yeah.
I talked to him and I was like, you don't have to do this, you want to do this, I want to do this, and that's why I have to do it. And I'm like, you fucking crazy motherfucker.
Like, it was exhausting for me to make that one Google Doc with all the predators. Like, that took me an entire week. Actually, like 3 months for me to get energy just to fucking type a little bit and hit Control V a few times.
Well, he sat there and he explained, he's like, we have to go through and double. You act like, Hate, you just believed me any of these times. No, you didn't. You double checked them real time already. You never let me go through. And on top of that, I was like, if you want to bitch at me for anything, bring up the time where I went after Shiakami for defending Spectre Theory. That's a double fuck you where I boned on both of them. And I remember because Shiakami's still around. To my eternal shame, I fucked that up real bad.
Yeah. I find the entire we gotta check all the predator things extremely fucking retarded, but they could continue with it.
Are you sure it's not just Hate?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's actually just say I haven't seen anyone else saying we must go through everything and double check. It's like, no, there's not one time that we just said this person's a predator and had no evidence.
I'm trying to think of one that was close.
I can't think of one.
There was a situation where somebody was outside the country, and it was legal to date a girl and that girl flew out there and married him over there. And at the end of it, we made a judgment call. We're like, look, you can call me a bigot. I don't morally agree with your country's standards. I think you've kind of muddied the waters here a little bit, and I think if you were over here, you'd be in all kinds of trouble, but you're not. And then we just sort of let it go. And I still have that call laying around somewhere. He was kind of What?
For me, depending on the age gap, I don't care if they live in a different country, I'll tell them go fuck themselves.
I mean, I'll put it to this way. I don't agree with it, and I mean, if I could do something about it, that'd be one thing, but if all their parents know and everybody signed off on it and it's legal, I'm not so open-minded that I won't shit on the whole country, but I mean, what good's it gonna do?
That make it feel like shit.
Yeah,
that would be my goal. That if I can't do anything else, I'm just like, I hope I at least make you feel sad.
Well,
give you a bit of anxiety.
Well, here's the other thing why I don't want to really keep going back to the fucking Fufflepuff thing. I was like, did you ever sit to think, what do you do if you bring up the fact and he just comes out and saying, yeah, I did, and guess what, our relationship turned out great. What are you going to do then, Hate? What if their relationship did turn out good? Way to send that fucking message down the pipe.
Yeah.
I still like my theory that she's blackmailing him to stay because when they were dating before, fucking, I remember hearing that they'd break up every other week. And then suddenly it just all ironed itself out. It's almost like someone had some leverage or some shit.
Fucking hell.
And he's like, well, where are a lot of your sources? The guy who's not going to talk to you, Vita. My ex also has some of that information, who will also not talk to you.
Which one, Eden or?
Which might I mention, freaking Bayfish, who will also not talk to you.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah. I found it all fucking crazy. I don't know.
Alright, well, I appreciate it. Do you have any questions?
Not really, except for, do you find it pretty cringy for a person that's like, I think like mid-30s, has a fucking kid, to talk like a YouTube fucking title?
No, what do you mean?
Like when Stallion Slaughter kept saying, I pwned you, and shit like that.
I didn't watch it.
In your call, I didn't watch any of his videos. I just remember the call you had. He was like, I owned you epically, and shit like that. And I'm just like, dude.
Here's the crap that drove me nuts from the comment section that pissed me off. You only talk to Leo for clout. What?
What?
What the fuck are you talking about? I
like
talked to Leo
video.
before Leo was anything in this community. I will take at least half the credit, and considering the other half of the credit is someone completely buried right now, I pretty much have all of it at the beginning.
Yeah. Damn. That's why you shouldn't have kids on the fucking internet. They just say retarded shit.
Fuck. Alright, I'll catch you later, okay?
Alright, catch you later, man.
Godspeed.